The massive crystal spires of the Bright One's central medical facility sparkled under the light of their twin suns. Inside the tallest tower First Healer, Tom worked quietly at his station, his translucent fingers moving across the control panel. As he studied the latest medical breakthrough his people had achieved, the Bright Ones were known across the galaxy for their incredible healing abilities and peaceful nature. Their slender, nearly transparent bodies housed minds capable of understanding the deepest secrets of medicine and biology. The calm of the medical facility shattered as warning lights began flashing across every screen. Tom's assistant Rye rushed into the room, his crystalline form trembling with fear. First Healer, multiple ships have entered our system there. They're not responding to our welcome messages. Tom moved to the main viewing screen, his gentle movements betraying none of the worry he felt inside the scanner showed over 90 warships entering their home system. Their designs matching the dreaded Swarm Coalition. Everyone in the galaxy knew about the Swarm. They were pirates and raiders who stripped entire worlds bare, caring nothing for the lives they destroyed. How long until they reach our planet, Tom asked, his voice steady despite the situation. 3 hours at their current speed. Rye replied, checking the calculations twice. Our outer colonies are already reporting visual contact. The Bright Ones had no weapons. They had no warships. Their entire civilization focused on healing and peace. The few defense shields they maintained were designed to protect against solar radiation, not military weapons. Tom reached for the emergency broadcast controls. As First Healer, he spoke for their entire species in times of crisis. His fingers danced across the panel, activating every communication channel they had. This is First Healer, Tom of the Bright Ones. We are broadcasting on all frequencies to any civilized species within range. The Swarm Coalition has entered our system with a fleet of warships. We are a peaceful people. We have no means of defense. Our world holds the combined medical library of the galaxy, containing cures for over 10,000 diseases. We have helped heal millions across hundreds of worlds. Please, we request immediate assistance. The message repeated, broadcasting in every known language, spreading out across the stars at faster than light speeds through the galaxies. Communication network minutes passed. The swarm ships grew closer. A harsh voice cut through there. Communications, this is Commander Black of the Swarm Coalition. Your world has been chosen. Surrender your resources and submit to our authority. Resist. Assistance will result in planetary bombardment. You have 1 hour to comply. Tom looked at the frightened faces of his people gathering in the medical facility's main hall. The Bright Ones had always believed in peace, in healing, in making the galaxy and a better place. Now, that very peace threatened to be their downfall. Keep broadcasting, he ordered Rye. Someone must hear us. Someone must come far away at the edge of known space. A human deep space monitoring station picked up the Bright Ones' desperate call. Lieutenant Jack sat up straight in his chair, his coffee forgotten as he listened to the message. He knew about the Bright Ones. Their medical knowledge had helped cure his sister's rare disease. Just last year, his fingers flew across the keyboard, marking the message as Priority 1 and forwarding it directly to Earth Defense Command. The automated systems calculated the threat level, processing the mention of the Swarm Coalition and their known tactics. Within minutes, alarms were ringing across Earth's military installations. The humans, still relatively new to the galactic community, had been waiting for a chance to prove themselves. Classified as Deathworlders due to Earth's high gravity and harsh conditions, they had been viewed with suspicion by many alien species. Now someone needed help, and if there was one thing humans were good at, it was fighting to protect others. As the swarm ships closed in on the Bright One's homeworld, they had no idea that Earth's 7th fleet was already spinning up their engines. They had no idea that the supposedly primitive humans they had dismissed as unimportant were about to show the galaxy exactly what a species evolved on a death world could do. Tom's message kept broadcasting. Across the stars, help was coming. The Deathworlders were coming, and the galaxy would never be the same. Admiral J.J. Stone stood before the United Earth Council, his weathered face illuminated by the massive holographic display showing the Bright One's distress signal. The council chamber was silent as the peaceful alien's desperate plea echoed through the room. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, Stone began his deep voice, carrying authority earned through 30 years of service. We all know what the Swarm Coalition does to peaceful worlds. They strip them bare, destroy their civilization, and leave nothing but ruins. Behind the Admiral pointed to another hologram, this one showing medical data. The Bright Ones have saved millions of lives Across the galaxy, including thousands of humans, their medical knowledge helped us cure the Mars colony fever last year. Now they need our help. Council Leader Bill looked around the table at the other 11 members. The Swarm Coalition has 93 ships. In their attack fleet, our 7th fleet has only 30. Those aren't good odds. Admiral Stone smiled, and there was something predatory in that expression. With all respect, Council Leader, you're forgetting something important. We're humans, we evolved. On a heavy gravity world, with predators, natural disasters, and conditions that would kill most alien species, our ships are built to handle stresses that would tear their vessels apart. He pressed a button and the display changed to show the human. The 7th Fleet has been training for exactly this kind of situation our crews can handle, forces that would knock swarm pilots unconscious. Our Marines train in powered armor that can crush tank armor. We're what the galaxy calls death. Worlders, and it's time to show them why the council members looked at each other. They had all heard the whispers from other alien species, the fear in their voices when they talked about Earth's gravity and conditions. Most alien worlds had gravity. Only a fraction of Earth's their species had evolved in gentle conditions with few predators and mild weather. The swarm thinks numbers will win them this fight. Stone continued, they're wrong. Our ships are faster, stronger, and tougher. Our crews are the same. We can hit them harder than anything they've ever faced, and we can take hits that would destroy their ships. Council Leader Bill leaned forward. How fast can the fleet deploy? The 7th Fleet is already on standby. We can jump to hyperspace. In 30 minutes, travel time to the Bright One system will be 6 hours. The vote was quick and unanimous. Earth would help within 20 minutes. 30 massive warships broke orbit around Earth. Each ship was a testament to human engineering built to withstand crushing gravitational forces, armored with materials developed to survive asteroid impacts, and armed with weapons that could crack planets. On the bridge of the flagship Thunder of Terror, Admiral Stone watched his fleet form up for the jump to hyperspace. The ship's crew worked with practical efficiency, their movements sure. Despite the high G conditions, they trained under message from Earth Command. His communications officer reported, "We have permission to engage the Swarm Coalition with full force. Rule of engagement are confirmed. Protect the Bright Ones at all costs." Stone nodded. Send to all ships. This is what we train for. The galaxy thinks we're just muscle bound primitives from a heavy world time to show them that Earth's gravity didn't just make us strong, it made us smart, tough, and determined. We fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Prepare for hyperspace jump. The massive engines of 30 human warships powered up their energy signatures, lighting up space like new stars. The crew members strapped into their acceleration couches, ready for the crushing forces of faster-than-light travel that would knock most alien species unconscious. All ships report ready. Admiral, his executive officer, announced. Stone looked at the star map showing their destination. The Bright Ones were 6 hours away, and the swarm was closing in on their world. His face hardened with determination. Fleet command to all ships. He broadcast, the Bright Ones helped us when we needed medical knowledge. Now they need our help. We're going to show the galaxy what happens when someone threatens a friend of humanity. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Execute 30 warships. Vanished into hyperspace, leaving Earth behind in a flash of light. The 7th Fleet was on its way, carrying humanity's best troops and most advanced weapons. The Swarm Coalition was about to learn why you don't threaten a world under human protection. The Deathworlders were coming to war. The human fleet burst out of hyperspace at the edge of the Bright One solar system. 30 warships, their metal hulls still glowing from the journey, formed a perfect battle line on the bridge of Thunder of Terror. Admiral Stone watched as his crew quickly recovered from the Hiji exit. Their years of training in Earth's gravity had prepared them well. Status report. Stone ordered, his eyes fixed on the main screen. All ships report ready for combat. His executive officer replied, "No damage from the jump. Sensors are picking up 93 swarm vessels near the 4th planet. There, they're bombing one of the Bright One's colony worlds." Stone's jaw tightened open. A channel to the Bright One's capital city, the main screen, flickered to life, showing First Healer Tom's surprised face. The transparent alien's eyes widened at the sight of the human admiral. Like most gentle world species, the Bright Ones found humans slightly frightening to look at, too dense, too solid. Too obviously built for a harsh world, this is Admiral James Stone of the Earth Defense Fleet. Stone said clearly, "We receive your distress call. The 7th Fleet is here to help." Tom's voice trembled with both fear and hope. You came to help us, but the swarm has 3 times your numbers. They're destroying everything. Numbers aren't everything. First Healer Stone replied with a slight smile. We're what the galaxy calls Deathworlders. Trust me, we can handle this on the Bright One's command. Screens they watched in amazement as the human fleet began to move their ships accelerated at speeds that would kill most alien crews performing maneuvers that should have torn their vessels apart. This is impossible, Ray whispered watching the sensor readings. They're pulling 20 Gs in those turns. How are they even conscious? Tom remembered reading about Earth, a heavy gravity death world with constant storms, earthquakes, and dangerous predators. These humans had evolved in conditions that would crush most species. Now they were here moving their warships like they were light fighters, their crews somehow surviving forces that would flatten any other species. Admiral Stone turned his attention to the swarm fleet, open a channel to their commander. The screen changed to show Commander Black of the Swarm Coalition. The insectoid aliens' mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. So the primitives from the heavy world have come to play. Black's translator crackled. Your reputation is known, humans, strong bodies. Yes, but simple minds. What can 30 ships do against our fleet? Stone's response was calm. This is your only warning. Leave this system now, or we will remove you by force. The Bright Ones are under Earth's protection. The Swarm Commander laughed, a harsh clicking sound. We are the Swarm Coalition. We take what we want. Your thick bones and dense muscles won't help you against our superior numbers. All ships battle stations. Stone ordered as the channel closed. They want to learn about Earth's gravity the hard way. Let's teach them across the human fleet. Crews moved to their posts. Marines in powered armor prepared for possible boarding actions. Gunners activated weapon systems that could punch through battleship. Armor, every crew member had trained their entire lives in gravity 3 or 4 times, what most species considered normal. They were ready. The swarm fleet turned their 993 ships, forming attack squadrons they had crushed dozens of worlds before. Always relying on superior numbers, their scans showed the human ships were heavily armored, but surely nothing could withstand their combined firepower. Their launching fighter Stone's tactical officer reported over 300 small craft incoming. Stone nodded. Launch our own fighters. Let's show them what Earth pilots can do. The human fighters shot from their carrier ships like bullets, their pilots enduring acceleration that would have killed any swarm pilot. The swarm fighters were more numerous, but the human pilots could pull turns that their enemies couldn't match without blocking out as the 2 fleets closed for battle. The Bright Ones washed from their world below. They had called for help in their darkest hour, and the response had come from the most unexpected place, a species that most of the G Galaxy feared, from a world that most considered too dangerous to even visit. The Deathworlders had arrived, and they had come to fight. The first shots of the battle lit up space. Like new stars, the swarm fighters came in fast, their weapons blazing, expecting an easy victory against the smaller human force. They were wrong. Human pilots born and trained in Earth's crushing gravity performed maneuvers that seemed to break the laws of physics. Their fighters spun, rolled, and turned at speeds that would have knocked out any other species. The swarm pilots watched in horror as their superior numbers meant nothing against enemies who could outmaneuver them in ways they couldn't match. First wave of enemy fighters is in chaos, reported Frank, the tactical officer on Thunder of Terra. Our pilots are cutting through them like they're standing still. Admiral Stone nodded, watching the battle display begin. Phase 2 target. Their lead destroyers show them what Earth-built weapons can do. The human warships moved as one, their formation tight and perfect. The swarm commander had placed his largest ships in front, thinking their heavy armor would protect them. He didn't understand that humans had been building weapons to work in high gravity their entire lives. When the first volley hit, 3 swarm destroyers simply disappeared in balls of fire. How Commander Black screamed from his flagship mandibles clicking. In fury, their weapons shouldn't be that powerful. His science officer's voice shook as he answered. They're using gravity-assisted projectiles. The weapons are designed to work in Earth's gravity in normal space. They're far more powerful than our armor can handle. On the bridge of thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone watched as his fleet executed their battle plan. Perfectly launched the Marines, he ordered Commander Hayes. You have your targets deep in the human ship, squads of Marines in powered armor prepared for combat. Their suits were built to let them fight in Earth's gravity in space. They made them nearly unstoppable. Commander and Hayes checked her team one last time. Remember your training, she told them through the comm. These swarm ships have gravity set to 1 to 3 of Earth normal. That means we'll be 3 times stronger than we are in training. Let's show them why you don't mess with humans. The drop pods launched, streaking across space toward the disabled swarm ships inside. Each pod, human Marines grinned. They had spent their lives being called heavy worlders and primitives by other species. Now they would show the galaxy what that really meant. Swarm fleet is trying to regroup, Frank reported from Tactical. They're not used to fighting enemies who can take this kind of punishment. Their crews are suffering from high blackouts just from basic evasive maneuvers. Stone allowed himself a small smile. Press the advantage. All ships advance. Let's push them. Back from the Bright One's world, the human fleet moved forward like a wall of steel. Their ships could take hits that would have destroyed other vessels. Their armor designed to withstand the crushing pressures of Earth's deep oceans when swarm. Weapons hit them. The humans barely felt it, and inside the first captured swarm ship, Commander Hayes and her Marines moved like giants. The ship's low gravity meant they could jump huge distances, and their Earth-trained muscles could tear through doors that the swarm considered secure. The alien crew stood no chance against warriors who had evolved on a UH 3 times heavier than anything they knew. Engine room secured, Hay reported back to the fleet. These ships are built like toys compared to ours. No one wonder they rely on numbers from their medical towers. The Bright Ones watched the battle in amazement. The humans moved their ships with impossible skill, absorbed hits that should have destroyed them, and fought with strength that seemed unreal now. They understood why humans were called Deathworlders, and why that was a title of respect, not fear. Fall back, fall back. Commander Black ordered his fleet, watching as more of his ships exploded or went dark. These monsters are impossible to fight, but retreat wasn't easy when your enemy was faster, stronger, and built for conditions that would kill your own species, the human fleet. Press their advantage, their superior training and Earth-evolved capabilities, turning what should have been an impossible fight into a one-sided battle. The death. Worlders weren't just fighting, they were winning, and the galaxy would never forget. This day, Admiral the Swarm is targeting the Bright One's main medical station. Frank's voice cut through the chaos of battle on the main screen. 20 sworn ships broke away from the main fight, heading straight for the massive space station where the Bright Ones kept their most important medical research. Admiral Stone's face hardened. They're getting desperate. Commander Hayes, do you copy here? Admiral Hayes responded from inside the captured swarm ship. We can see them from here. They're going to try to destroy what they can't have. Get your Marines ready. We're going to protect that station. Stone turned to his tactical officer. How many ships can we spare to defend the station? Only 5, sir. The rest are needed to keep the main. Swarm fleet busy. Stone nodded. Then we'll have to make them count. Commander Hayes, prepare for a spacewalk. Your Marines are going to become station defenders in the low gravity of the captured swarm ship. Hayes and her Marines moved quickly to the airlock. Their powered armor, designed to work in Earth's crushing gravity, made them nearly unstoppable in space. Each Marine carried weapons that would have been too heavy to lift on most alien UHS. Listen up. Hay told her team, we're going to space jump to that medical station. The Bright Ones have no weapons, no defenses, where all they've got show them what Earth's finest can do. The Marines launched themselves across space, their armor thrusters giving them perfect control behind them. 5 human warships moved to protect the station, their guns blazing against the approaching swarm vessels inside the medical station. First Healer Tom watched in amazement as human warriors landed on his station's outer hall. Their armor made them look like giants, and they moved with impossible strength in the station's low gravity. There they're walking on the outside of the station. Ray whispered in awe. No safety lines. No support, just walking in space. Like it's nothing. Gravity here. is 1/4 of what they're used to. Tom replied, understanding now to them it probably feels like floating the first swarm boarding pod slammed into the station, but instead of finding helpless medical workers, they found Earth's Marines waiting. For them in the station's low gravity, the Marines could jump entire corridors in a single bound, their Earth-trained muscles letting them tear through swarm armor like Paper Station Section 1 secured. Hayes reported her armored fist crushing. The Swarm Warrior's weapon, they didn't expect us to be here. They're not prepared for close combat with Deathworlders outside the battle. Rage, the 5 human ships danced around their larger enemies, their crews ignoring G-forces that would have knocked out any other species when swarm weapons hit their targets. The human ships took damage but kept fighting. Thunder of Terra is hit. Frank reported on the flagship's bridge, hull breach on deck 5. Seal it and keep fighting, Stone ordered. We're not losing that station. The Bright Ones watched through their station windows as humans fought to protect them. They saw Marines leap impossible. POS distances in space, saw human ships take horrible damage but refused to retreat, saw Earth's warriors demonstrate why their heavy world had made them so formidable. Admiral Hayes called over the comm, we've captured 3 swarm boarding parties, the rest our retreating station is secure. Stone allowed himself a grim smile. Good work, Commander. And the swarm ships running away, sir, from Frank, reported their crews can't handle the HYI maneuvers needed to fight us. Most of them are probably unconscious in the medical station's main hall. The Bright Ones gathered around their saviors. The Marines towered over them in their powered armor, each one strong enough in the low gravity to lift a small vehicle. But instead of fear, the Bright Ones felt only gratitude. You saved everything we've worked for, First Healer, Tom told Commander Hayes. All our medical knowledge, all our research, you protected it all. Hayes removed her helmet, showing a friendly smile. That's what humans do. We protect those who need protection. It's why we evolved to be so strong to help others who aren't the battle. Wasn't over yet, but this was the turning point. The Swarm had learned that numbers meant nothing against determined humans fighting to protect others. The Deathworlders had proven themselves to be not just powerful warriors, but noble defenders. The galaxy would never be the same. Admiral Stone stood at his command station, watching the battle display with intense focus. The swarm fleet was in chaos, their ships scattered across space, but they were still dangerous like any cornered enemy. They could become desperate, Sir Frank called out. I'm detecting massive energy readings from the swarm command ship. They're charging their main weapon. Stone's eyes narrowed. Target the Bright One. Sun, sir, they're going to try to cause a solar flare. If they succeed, it could wipe out half the system. The Admiral's face showed no fear, only determination. This was why humans had survived on their deadly homeworld. They never gave up, no matter the odds sent to all ships. Execute Plan Delta we trained. For this, Stone turned to his helm officer. Take us in. We're going to show them why Earth ships are built so strong. The human fleet moved with perfect coordination. Years of training in Earth's crushing gravity had prepared them for this moment. While other species would have retreated from the deadly solar radiation, the human ships drove straight toward the sun radiation shields at maximum. Frank reported hull temperature rising, but we can take it. Earth ships are built to handle worse. Commander Hayes and her Marines, still on the medical station, watched in awe as their fleet performed an impossible maneuver. The human ships used the sun's gravity to slingshot themselves at speeds that would have torn any other vessels apart. Look at that, one of her Marines whispered. Those are our ships, our people, doing what everyone said couldn't be done. The swarm never saw the attack coming. They were so focused on charging their weapon that they didn't notice the human fleet. Emerging from behind the sun's corona, their hulls glowing red hot, but their crews still fighting fire. Everything Stone ordered. All ships concentrate fire on their command ship. 30 human warships built to withstand the crushing depths of Earth's oceans and the burning heat of its deserts opened fire as one their weapons designed to work in high gravity struck with devastating force. In normal space, the swarm command and ship shields lasted less than a second. The massive vessel cracked like an egg, its hold splitting open from the combined firepower of Earth's finest warships. Commander Black is trying to surrender. Frank reported a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Stone's reply was firm, accept their surrender, prepare boarding. Teams and send to all swarm ships, power down your weapons, or share your commander's fate across space. Swarm vessels began shutting down their systems. Their great fleet, which had terrorized so many peaceful worlds, had been beaten by a smaller force from a heavy world they had dismissed as primitive. On the medical station, first healer Tom watched with tears in his transparent eyes as the human marines secured the last of the swarm borders. Commander Hayes approached him, her armor still bearing scorch marks from battle. "Your world is safe now," she told him the swarm won't threaten anyone else from this sector again. Tom looked up at the human warrior. "You risk everything to save us. Your ships flew into the sun's corona something. We thought impossible. Your warriors fought in space without fear. Why do this for us?" Hayes smiled, "Because that's what our harsh world taught us. Earth tried to kill us every day with storms, earthquakes, predators, heavy gravity. We survived by helping each other, by protecting those who needed protection. Now we do the same." Among the stars, Admiral Stone's voice came over the general communication. "Channel this is Earth Fleet Command to all ships and stations. The Swarm Coalition is defeated. Their command ship is captured. Their fleet has surrendered. Victory is achieved." Cheers erupted across human ships, and on the medical station, the Bright Ones, normally quiet and reserved, joined in the celebration. They had seen something remarkable today. Not just strength and power, but courage and nobility from a species most had feared. In his private log later that day, Stone wrote, "Today, we showed the galaxy that Earth's gravity didn't just make us strong, it made us protectors. It made us heroes. The Deathworlders came not to conquer, but to save. And that will be our legacy among the stars. The battle was over. The Deathworlders had won, and they had done it not through fear, but through courage, skill, and a determination to protect those who could not protect themselves." 1 week after the battle, the Bright One's medical station buzzed with activity. Human engineers helped repair battle damage, while medical teams from both species shared knowledge. In the main conference room, Admiral Stone sat with First Healer Tom, discussing the future. "Our council has made its decision," Tom said, his transparent form glowing with excitement. "Want to form an official alliance with Earth, not just for protection, but for shared knowledge and friendship." Stone nodded, remembering how far they'd come from that first desperate distress call. "Earth would be honored, your medical knowledge combined. With our protective capabilities, we could help many worlds together." Through the room's large window, they could see Commander Hayes training a group of Bright Ones in basic self-defense. The transparent aliens moved carefully, learning how to use their low-gravity environment to their advantage. They would never be warriors like humans, but they could learn to protect themselves better. "The galaxy is changing." Tom observed, "News of this battle has spread everywhere. 3 other peaceful species have already contacted us asking if Earth would extend its protection to them as well." Stone smiled, "And we will. That's what Earth has decided to become. Not conquerors, not just warriors, but protectors of those who need us in the medical labs below." Human doctors worked alongside Bright One healers. The aliens' advanced medical knowledge, combined with humans' deep understanding of surviving harsh conditions, was already producing amazing results. "Look at this," Rye said excitedly, showing Tom and that Stone a new medic scan. Human cellular regeneration in high-gravity conditions is incredible. If we combine this with our healing techniques, we could cure diseases we thought impossible to treat." The captured swarm ships had been transformed into a defensive fleet now, crewed by human volunteers who would stay to protect the Bright One system. Commander Hayes had been chosen to lead this new force. The swarm prisoners have revealed everything Hayes reported during the meeting. Hidden bases, secret routes, stolen resources were already helping other worlds recover what was taken from them. Stone looked at his datapad, reading the latest reports from Earth. "The Council has approved the formation of the Guardian Fleet. We'll have ship stationed near every peaceful world that requests our protection. The galaxy will know that threatening innocent species means dealing with Earth." Tom K. Form brightened his people's way of showing joy. "You've changed everything. Before, peaceful species lived in fear of raiders and pirates. Now we have hope. The Deathworlders came not to destroy, but to protect." In the station's observation deck, human and Bright One children played together. The alien children were fascinated by the human kids' strength in the low gravity, while the human children were amazed by the Bright One's ability to glow and change colors. "That's the real victory," Hayes said. Watching the children not just winning a battle, but building a future, those kids won't grow up fearing each other, they'll grow up as friends. The final piece of the alliance was unveiled in the medical station's new wing, a massive database combining Earth's survival knowledge with Bright One healing techniques it would be shared with. Any peaceful species that needed it were calling it the Guardian Archives. Tom announced proudly a place where any species can learn both how to heal and how to protect themselves. Earth, strength, and our knowledge working together as Stone prepared. To return to Earth, leaving Hayes and her teams to guard their new allies, he had one last conversation with Tom. You know, the Admiral said looking out at the stars for years, other species called us Deathworlders like it was something to be ashamed of, but Earth's harsh conditions didn't make us cruel, they made us understand the importance of protecting others. Tom placed his transparent hand on the Admiral's shoulder. You turned what others saw as a weakness into your greatest strength. The galaxy will remember this not as the day the Deathworlders came to fight, but as the day they came to protect as the human ships departed, leaving their protective force behind. A new chapter in galactic history had begun. The Deathworlders had found their true purpose, not to conquer, not to destroy, but to guard and protect Earth's gravity, had forged them strong, but their hearts had made them heroes. The age of fear was over, the age of the Guardians had begun.